Out of the 8 billion podcasts that claim to talk about sports, 99% of them talk football and basketball. And that's about it. That's because they don't know about anything else. And they bore you to tears. Welcome to the Sportsocracy, the Ocho, where sports meets comedy, sports analysis, laughs, and the occasional debate that'll likely blow the roof off. We're rowdy and loud and bringing the party straight to your ears.
The party has arrived.
And by the way, you don't have to be a sports fan to like this show, because we're pretty damned awesome, even when we're not talking sports. From baseball to hockey to wrestling to the UFC and beyond, we love it, and we're talking about it. And now your hosts, Armchair, hailing from Canada. He's a sports encyclopedia. And Dubs, the quintessential masshole who's always down for some lively banter and a little bit of the green stuff. And we're not talking about the outfield grass. Let's rock this. This is the Sportsocracy, the Ocho.
Ladies and gentlemen, back to the right way. It's Armchair and Dubs. Once again, welcome to the Ocho. We were trying to work something. We're going to get it next week.
You're going to throw in a little lefty action sometimes, throw them off.
Yeah, we got to throw you off. Yeah, a little bit of switch them up. We were working on our first ever guest on the Ocho, and we'll get it there eventually, but tonight was not our night. Technical difficulties, so you're stuck with Dubs and myself, but that's okay, because we got plenty to talk about. Hey, couple of Game 6s wrapped up, and we now have our Stanley Cup finals. Where do you want to start? You want to start NHL? You want where you want to go west or east first?
I've won sort of PSA and cry for help.
We got some other stuff to talk that's not hockey, but
okay,
we can do that. What do you want to do first?
Let's do the non-hockey. Let's first off, I just saw an article today. I was told about it by a friend. There's flying spiders coming to the Northeast.
No thanks.
I'm good. I'll pass. That's the scariest shit I've ever fucking heard in my life. I want no part of that. Spiders are scary enough on their own. I do not need them to be flying.
In actual sports news, Esteban Ocon
out at F1.
You think he's out of F1?
I mean, out of Alpine. Sorry,
he's out of Alpine. I think he gets a seat.
I think he gets a seat.
I think he should get a seat. I think you're a casual if you don't think he gets a seat.
Yeah, he definitely.
He's a legitimate driver.
He's better than probably 8 people on the grid.
What do you want him to do in that car?
It's garbage.
Your car is legitimately trash.
They had all of their people leave because they're this place sucks. We're horrible.
Also, did I read correctly that Checo is re-signed? Re-up for 2 more years.
Yes, sir.
Shocking.
Actually, yes.
Shocking. Legitimately shocking.
Actually, legitimately shocking. Also, now apparently, Carlos Sainz might go to Williams and not Audi.
Totally possible.
I thought he already agreed to go.
He
I don't know.
Didn't agree to shit.
I mean, it's sign it obviously, but
agreed to nothing. He said nuts to that.
Smooth operator. I would rather go to Williams if I'm him. Yeah.
Car's trash.
But they have a great team principal now. They're moving in the right direction. You have a good teammate there.
I like Williams. I'm still holding out for the Yuki Tsunoda championship victory. Not the whole thing. I just want one race. Just give me one goddamn race. That's all I want. Just give me one.
He drives like a maniac. I like it.
Someone talks to him on the radio, and it's just curse words.
He's screaming. He's just
shouting.
Shut up! Don't talk to me! It's just full
Japanese and full on. Yeah, it's amazing. He's also he's pocket sized. He's
oh yeah, he's
so
mini.
The anger coming from him is chef's kiss. Canadian
the smaller you are, the angrier you get. It's something deep seated. Nobody wants to be that short.
It's a Napoleon thing, man.
Yeah, for sure. One of the angriest guys of all time. Look up all of the angry people of all time, and they're all short.
They're all little fellers.
All little guys.
You know who's not angry? Shaq. Little man.
Shout out Comic Vito. He knows what he's talking about.
These are Comic Vito, Pokemon friend.
Hell
yeah. Hanging out.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate you dropping by, Vito. Yes, absolutely.
Pokemon friends.
Big Shaq, no problem.
No problem.
That guy's chill as anything. I mean, he'll dunk on you, but like, he chilled out. He even sounds chilled out. All right, what else you got?
I would not want to hear his voice angry.
No.
Shaq yelling would be tough. That's nightmare fuel. He should do cameos where he doesn't need the money. Never mind. That idea's gone.
He doesn't need money.
Never mind.
He also doesn't want to do.
He doesn't want to do that shit. It's Shaq. He doesn't have time to do cameo. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Gotta lock in. Yeah. F1 starting to pick up.
I think we're gonna actually see like some.
We went quiet with the Red Bull drama for a bit, but now we got some movement. Ocon out. Do you think all the smoke about Ocon being a bad teammate is like legit?
No, I think they're all bad teammates.
I think so too. I think he's just as competitive.
Not a single F1 driver. Not a single F1 driver.
They don't care about the other one.
No.
They'll tell you their biggest rival is the guy on the other car because they have to beat that guy because it's the same technology, all the same shit. So you have to make it happen. He just yells at you disappointed like. I could see that. Shaq's just like a dad, wants you to be better.
Yeah, I was trying to find it, see if I could find it. I can't find it. It might have been Max Homa that tweeted after losing to Scotty Scheffler, because Max Homa Twitter is pretty.
Everybody loses to Scotty Scheffler.
And he's like, not a great week for me. First missed the cut, and then I lost to a guy that was literally in jail last week, and I thought that was chef's kiss for quality golf content. You should check out we have some newsletter friends that do some golf content. You should check them out. I will link them in the next newsletter, which should be out tomorrow when I have 35 seconds to myself to actually finish and do maybe some baseball DFS.
I bet on golf. That's it.
We get you some bangers. Absolute bangers coming at you. All right, we get
that one. Can we talk about your one that didn't place?
No, I don't want to talk.
DraftKings gave you a shiny $5 bill to make you feel better.
Yeah, I created the contest. The contest was created. I created the lineup. I entered
on the show live last week.
Did it fine, and it was torching. It was absolutely crushing.
Yeah,
and
I hope other people placed it.
I go to check on it, and I don't see it. And then I message support, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we canceled that contest." And I was like, "Right, but like I'm killing it."
But I would have won. I would have won the contest that you canceled.
And they were like, "Here you go." So got a little credit.
It's a fantastic point, Tao. It's a fantastic point, friend.
Let's get into that. Let's talk a little bit. First off, let's start in the Western Conference where you were financially invested.
I was financially invested.
I did tell you to cash.
Uh-huh.
You didn't, did you? Yes, I saw that, Tal. I will bring it up here shortly.
Yeah, we go see that.
Ocho stat of the day, which is one of my favorite segments. So first of all, I told you to get out.
Mm-hmm.
I told you they were cooked.
Mm-hmm.
They looked beat. So after Game 5, completely defeated. Dallas had nothing left in the tank. Not a thing. And I kind of got the impression that that was their best effort. It's their best effort was that game, and they lost. Skinner is known to lay an egg, but he didn't. He showed up, and then Game 6.
I held out hoping they'd go to 7, and I could cash out then. And it beat me.
I told you.
I know you did. You did. I would have been I would have been able to invest financially in the Florida Panthers to win the Cup, but we'll get into that in a little while.
Yes, we will. We are on very different sides of this.
Yeah, we are
for different reasons. But
that
first
Connor McDavid goal too.
Filthy.
That was one of the nastiest goals I've ever seen in my life. He weaved through 3 defenders and flipped it up backhand.
I don't know how you go against him. It's a Sixers jersey.
It's AI though.
The appropriate Sixers jersey.
Yeah. It's the only Sixers jersey I would ever allow to be in my house.
Yes, 100%
AI. Maybe Iggy. I really liked Philly Iggy.
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Dallas had no response. And then game 6 came along and they had an answer. But then Stuart Skinner turned into like primetime Patrick Waugh. Like nothing beat that man. The Oilers won game 6 with 10 shots. 10 shots on goal. They had a 20% shooting percentage. That's stupid. That's so bad. It's so bad. The Oilers literally were just waiting to see what happened.
10 shots on goal. Stewart faced 30. He had 34 save attempts.
Yeah.
Shot attempts, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a difference.
Yeah.
8 saves is not going to get it done. The Otter was not what I expected him to be in the series.
Look great. He did not look great.
His stick had better saves without him holding it than when he had it.
There were a couple of those.
There were 2. And we had that one like right before we got into the playoffs where he had that crazy stick save.
All of it was unreal. Also, I don't know if you've seen Twitter lately, but Oilers are 2-0 since the great unveiling.
They are 2-0 since the great unveiling. I don't know what it is. Whoever I follow on Twitter, apparently, big tits guys, because I've seen it no less than 100,000 times on my feed.
It's for 2 reasons. So I'm going to point out a couple of things. One, I will not repost it. That's not what we are. We're like, appreciate it, blessed. Not really our thing.
She was blessed.
We're not here to promote that content, though we can appreciate its creation.
Admire from afar.
If every single person has reposted it, has gotten like no less than 1 million views on their post, which is just hilarious to me. But also, Twitter or X has loosened up its rules about posting adult content, and now everyone, literally everyone, we're just posting it. And now it's a battle of the like Florida girl from 2009 versus the Oilers girl from now, which is just hilarious to me. And you know,
the white trash tournament of kings.
Yeah. I did read one comment that made me laugh where it was like, and it's my wife's lack of commitment is the reason why the Bruins aren't further along than us.
You could be doing this. You could be doing this for us.
This could be us. This could be us. It's awful. Yeah, it wasn't great. Everybody on our timelines, all over the place.
Constantly. I've seen that lady's tits no less than 100,000 times.
It's literally just because it drives the algorithm. People want it. It's all people want.
Doing numbies.
People are easy to please, man.
They sure are. Everybody likes tits.
Yeah, just show and go. There we go. On the Eastern Conference, Florida just leaned on New York.
If Igor Shesterkin was not available and they had take your pick of 30 goalies in the NHL, they get swept.
Yes.
They would have gotten swept by the Florida Panthers. They worked them.
How does that team lose that many games?
Tits are better than murders.
Yes. Yeah, that's not really that's not a hard line. That might be the easiest line we've ever taken. Shesterkin is the only reason they were in any games at all. And a couple of like lucky bounces, like the OT goal, for instance, like you were in that series barely. I don't know if they showed up.
It was a full-on get in the backpack, heroic Olympian level carry from Igor Shesterkin. Yeah. It was crazy.
Yeah,
Tao's totally right.
Yes, yes, yeah. There you go. And that's how you know. Yeah, simple creatures.
You watch one street fight, and it's all you get.
That's all you're gonna get.
You see one family of 4 get in a car accident on Instagram, and that's all you get for years and years and years.
Unfortunate.
It is. You have to cleanse it.
Bobrovsky wasn't spectacular, but he didn't really have to be.
He didn't have to be.
And
he kept getting beat backhand, which is wild.
The Panthers did not really answer a big call here. And I don't know if it's like they just did enough to win and they were like, I'm not forcing anything else. Or was it that they're feeling a little run down too? Because they had their road. So Edmonton's road was significantly lighter weight.
Sure was.
They had the LA Kings to start.
Who probably shouldn't have been there to start.
100%. They are the I'm so sorry, Tao. They're the Washington Capitals of the West. They did not belong in the playoffs this season, unfortunately. However,
the Ralph Wiggum meme.
The Canucks gave them a bit of a run. Bit, not much, a bit. They didn't have Demko, which was a big fallback for them. And then
but you were all about the kid.
I loved it, man. Give me Shelovs. Give me Artur Shelovs. He was playing really well. And then you remember that McDavid and Draisaitl are on that team, and you're like, right, as a different level of goal scorer. And then you go ahead and you play a team that should have been a more competitive team. Dallas felt like they got away from what they did best, which is grind you down and get the skills game going. Like they did not. They did it one game. Financially invested Dubs.
It looked like they shouldn't have been there.
By the end, it did, yeah.
Yeah. Although the first couple games were like, okay, this could be a series. It fell apart.
I do blame the Devils and Flyers for shitting the bed, Tao.
The Florida Panthers, like they just wear you down physically over the length of a series, and that's my fear with Edmonton. Like we talked about different roads to the playoffs just now.
So let's, as I update, let's talk about this because we have now a full Stanley Cup preview to give you. We're on different sides. I'm on the West, you're on the East here.
Yep.
And this isn't a Canada USA thing, although we can make it that. I'm going to fix that because I had a typo in there.
I had to delete a tweet you liked earlier because I had a typo in it.
God damn it.
Like, Jesus, I look dumb.
Well, is what it is.
Stanley Cup preview. The Lord's Cup.
I'll tell you how I feel about each team's strength. So Florida is a lean on you team. They are a big physical team.
Makachuk is full on like doing the whole edge gimmick first, like he's spearing opponents. It's crazy.
He is. Edmonton is not unfamiliar with him because he played next door to them for a long time in Calgary. He's not unusual for them to see. Edmonton's game is speed and skill.
Yep. They
will absolutely blast you.
And then Zach Hyman is just a human embodiment of a backboard.
Just right here.
You launch shots at the net. Zach Hyman's down there. He's got to get him in there.
Dave's just right here. Here all day.
Davo.
Put it here. We score. Davo, come on. Come on, Davo. Right, shout out Coach Shippy. So I think that Florida loses the series because of the power play of the Edmonton Oilers. I think that you give Edmonton any space, they will exploit you. They will Sean Diddy Combs exploit you. They will absolutely take advantage of you. It's not a family-friendly show.
No.
They will 100% do that to you. And
I hope they don't take down the episode of Sunny that he's in, because it's one of my favorites.
It's a great episode.
Dr. Jinx. I haven't been to Haiti, Dr. Jinx. When was the last time he was in Kensington?
Edmonton's just faster, and you can't hit what isn't standing in front of you. Now, I think that Florida can win the series by having Bobrovsky do Bobrovsky things and actually having Verhaeghe and Tkachuk and Montour show up.
There's nobody on that team that scares me more than Carter Verhaeghe.
Carter Verhaeghe is the guy. And is why we call him Puff Daddy. We're fully off the rails today.
Well, I don't think we ever hit him.
We never hit him.
No.
We started off. We never got on the rails. Amazing.
Trains on the water.
Yeah. What are you feeling about where is your confidence in Florida coming from? Is it Bobrov? Is it just the physical stuff?
It's a lot. It's both of those things for one. I think Bobrovsky's a superior goalie to Skinner, despite kind of having.
He is absolutely a superior goalie to Skinner.
By far.
Yeah.
I understand that Stuart Skinner just had a great series against the Stars, but that doesn't mean he's all of a sudden some world beater. I know we talk about hot goalies, and that's what you need to win a cup, but
get goalied.
You get goalied, and when the Florida Panthers are just skating into your net every single play, every single time they have the puck, it's going to wear him down. It's the biggest stage he's ever been in, and I don't trust him, for one. Two, like I was just saying, I think that the Panthers are just going to out-physical the Oilers. It's not their brand of hockey. They're going to get some good, nice, flashy Connor McDavid speed goals, but I think over the course of a series, it's favored towards Florida, just with the style of play. The defensive pairing, Forsling and Ekblad, like you're talking about the power play being a big factor. Those two guys have just shut people down for the entirety of the postseason.
How many power play goals Edmonton give up again? In the last?
How many? Not many. 0. End of message. Repeat the line. Forsling and Ekblad have shut down Kucherov, Pasternak, Zibanejad, and Chris Kreider.
Yes.
None of them scored a goal at even strength in the
Yes.
entire series.
Yeah.
None of those guys.
Davo, right here.
Zach Hyman's going to score.
It's a different. So all of those guys are top tier forwards.
Yes.
McDavid is better than all of them.
For sure.
He is.
It's without a question.
He dangled through 3 defensemen, and all I kept thinking is, why doesn't someone hit him? They can't. I've watched him skate through. I've watched him literally
that goal was
skate
fucking
through.
Gorgeous.
It was so pretty. I've watched him skate through 4 guys where you're
Some
like,
other
oh, well,
videos,
someone's going to
100,000
check. Someone's going to check him. Nope. Not happening. It never happens. And Draisaitl can, he gets open. He's got a shot. He's got an electric shot. You get to see a little bit more skill on the back end. They're going to put Kane back in there with Holloway, and I think McLeod is playing on that line. It's going to be a little grittier of an Oiler team. I think you'll at some point see the Worm make an appearance. Depends on if it gets out of hand. If one game gets out of hand, do not be surprised to see Corey Perry in there. Don't be surprised. Net front, just stick in front of people.
I don't have to move. I just park down here.
He says, "I'll be here." Dave,
that's a job he can do drunk.
It is a job he can do drunk. I think it'll be an interesting series. I think it goes no fewer than 6 games.
I agree. It's got to be 6 or 7 for sure. I think that favors Florida. I think in a war of attrition, they're going to win.
You could be right.
They've been more battle tested, and that clip I sent you earlier.
But so, do you remember why Florida lost last year?
They were beat to shit.
They were completely devastated.
And they're coming in fully healthy right now.
Right, but I don't know if a war of attrition is what they want. I think what they want is they want to get.
I would if I'm fully healthy. We're gonna start. People are gonna start.
Edmonton's not hurt though.
No, they're not.
Like that's the other thing is like it's not like one team has an advantage from a health perspective. Both teams are coming in reasonably healthy.
Which never happens.
The only thing I would say is the Panthers have had a much harder road again to the finals, having to go through the Rangers, who didn't really show up, but they were like, you got some big Rempy hits in
President's Trophy.
They were still beating around. There were scrums on every play. It was always like dirty and gritty. You had the Trouba train who had no ankles apparently, but lots of elbows.
And the Oilers had none of that in their series. So who's to say that the first time they have it, they do get hurt? They do start to fold. I don't know.
Sure. I mean, they played them before. It's not like Florida's like a new team to them. Pretty sure Florida went 2-0 against them. But they played them like early season before Knobloch took over and shit really took off. So we'll see. All right. You want to talk some fun stuff?
Yeah, I got a couple storylines for the Cup before we move on.
You give me some storylines while I
obviously McDavid's first Cup, like first time he's made it, let alone trying to win it. So huge for clearly the best player in the league. What's he got? Like 30-something points in like 18 games.
He is
season. He's averaging 2 a game.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous.
Panthers are the 6th team in the expansion era to return to the Cup final after losing in the championship round the previous season.
Nice.
Last time that happened was the Penguins in 2009.
Mm-hmm.
1993, last year, Canadian team won a Cup.
Yep, I remember it fondly.
Yeah. 7 teams have gone to reach the Cup final since then.
Yep.
See if Oilers can break the curse for you. Is that partly why you're on their side, or is it just strictly?
No, I am like full disclosure. If Florida wins, I'm perfectly fine with it.
I fucking hate them. I don't want either team to win. I'd rather the Oilers win, but I don't really want to see either team win.
I don't really. So if the Panthers win, it's their first Cup ever, and good for them.
Yeah, but
they've been a good team for a long time. I know you do. You should have beat them.
We should have beat them twice.
Like, what do you want from me?
Nothing.
Like, you had your chance. You blew it.
It hurts, and I'm still angry.
You blew it.
Still
That's
going
on you.
through the grief.
If Edmonton wins, it's McDavid getting a cup, and I think
they killed my captain.
They
twice, back-to-back years. They made Patrice retire, and Brad Marchand has a broken face.
Yeah, he's broken.
His little rat face is hurt. My poor Brad.
Vegans wouldn't like that. They don't love that.
They probably didn't love the Diddy talk either, but who cares?
Shit.
It's vegans.
The most Ocho. Boy, I had some fun most Ochos today.
Last question. Sorry.
Yep.
Bob Robb, Hall of Famer if he wins.
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think he might be regardless, but if he wins, I think he's like for sure in.
I think you have to.
Agreed. All right. Most Ocho. Agreed. I had so much fun with this.
First things first, we have our Ocho stat of the day provided by Dr. Stephen Tao. He's a doctor of Ocho. Not a medical doctor. Not medical advice.
He'll give you
Manny Machado.
Notes, though. You get out of work.
Manny Machado leads the National League in grounding into double plays, 85 since joining the Padres in 2019. Oh, Manny.
Just specific enough to tickle the Ocho itch in my brain.
It's
big fan of that. I love those scoreboard stats when you go to games. They're always absurd like that. They're the most ESPN stats you've ever heard in your life.
Have to be.
They're the best. I love them. I'm going to start taking pictures of them when I go because I've seen some ridiculous ones. That one's up there, though. I also hate Manny Machado too, so that also makes me happy.
I sent Dubs a Instagram story. I posted it to my story on Insta as well. And to be honest with you, it really spurred this thought process in my brain. And Dubs has been watching nonstop for like the last hour.
Yeah. The
post involves cosmic baseball. Think cosmic bowling or cosmic mini golf, but with baseball. The ball was painted and bats were painted and everybody's wearing glow-in-the-dark uniforms and the field is all lit up in black light. And it made me think, what are the most Ocho sports? So we've got a Mount Rushmore and then a whole bunch of honorable mentions. I'm gonna let you go first.
All right. So I feel like first off, I got to get into a couple of the bad ones. Okay. Ones that I watched and went, "Ooh, that's not it. That doesn't look fun." This first one, every video I watched, I couldn't stop laughing. So I was like, "These people look ridiculous." It's called sport hawking, which bad name already. You essentially have this plastic, whatever material, I don't know. It's basically a bar stool. Mm-hmm. It spins. You got a flat top and a flat bottom and pillar in between. It kind of looks like a ripstick, but yeah. The whole point is to do like tricks and kick flips with it and then land back on it sitting down. It's like a shitty skateboard, and instead of landing and going on wheels, you just sit down on the stool. And the first video I watched was like 3 minutes long, and it was just guys doing it in slow motion. And I was like, this is absurd. And out on that. Nobody should be doing that. Go skateboard. If you want to do tricks like that, go skateboard. Pull wheels on it. That's not dangerous.
It's extreme stool sitting.
It's ridiculous.
It's extreme.
Absolutely ridiculous. And then same vein, extreme ironing. These people will jump out of planes with an ironing board and iron on their way down, and like, what are we doing? Why does anybody want to do that? That's not a fun activity. You're already up there skydiving, risking your life, whatever. You want to iron? What the fuck? People are crazy. I can't believe that's like an actual. There's a group of people out there doing it. There's group chats, people being like, "Where are we going to go? Extreme iron next." That can't be considered a sport. So they're both off my list. Want no part of that. Let's get into the good. I like when sports like was it cosmic baseball? They take a already good established sport and they add more elements to it. We had that ice football clip that was going around a few months ago. That was sweet. Unicycle hockey. I saw some of that. That's sweet. Underwater hockey. Also sweet. Weird, but still kind of cool. They had to keep going back up to breathe. And it's like, you just get an open net. Wild stuff. Anything like that, you take a good sport and just throw another weird element into it. I'm in. I'm already in. I forget. I didn't write this one down, but there was one sport that was like it was just volleyball, but it was with trampolines. So people were getting like way the fuck up there and just spiking down. That was pretty cool. Big fan of that too. My top 4.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Buzkashi first.
Okay.
This is from somewhere in the Middle East. I forget which country. And it's like polo, with the horses, and they pull around a goat head.
Okay, yeah.
And that's their ball. Wild stuff. There's a ton of videos online you can pull up and watch of it. But wild sport, absolute barbarians out there.
Yep.
CPAC Takra. Don't know, probably not saying that right. Also incredible. This one is like another volleyball-esque sport, but it's only played with your feet. So there's like this little tiny ball. It's not. I don't even know what to compare it to. It's like hacky sack with a net. It's volleyball and hacky sack combined. This little ball that they're using, somebody tosses it to you, and then you got to just kick it. They do like a full Bronson Arroyo, get the leg up there to kick this ball over the net. It's crazy. Watching them do that to stretch would make my hamstrings hurt. Yeah. The fact that they can like jump and do flips and kick this ball is crazy. As some of my colleagues pointed out, it'd be really hard to return like a serve. Everyone's like, whoever serves this wins. There's no way to get that back up. They had to like kick it up with their feet, bounce it off their chest, and then let some other guy just kick the absolute piss out of it. There's no way I could do any of that. Those people are crazy athletic. They're doing like full Bruce Lee roundhouse kicks to play volleyball.
Yep.
I tried to do that thing a couple weekends ago where you like jump like the Shawn Michaels kip up, get up on the feet. My core hurt for days. I wasn't close to getting it, and my core hurt for days. Trying to get off the ground to do one of those kicks that they did would put me in the ICU. It was absurd. Next up, we've got Botayoshi. This is a sport that is played only in Japan at a self-defense academy. Every year, the graduates play. There's 75 people on each team. And they basically, it's like capture the flag, but there's only 90 seconds in the round. 75 people on defense, and there's one guy at the top of this pole. Now, on top of the pole, he's holding on to the flag. And if the entire other team is just trying to get this dude on the ground. The guy at the top of the pole can kick down on people. He's literally curb stomping people trying to get up to hit him off of the flag. It's human walls, like literally building a human wall. I watched one guy, they threw him up and he like full on grabbed onto the dude at the top of the pole. They probably threw him 10 feet in the air. It was crazy. I couldn't stop watching. There's not that many videos of it because again, they only do it like once a year for people getting carried out on stretchers. It's 90 seconds long and it just looks like mayhem, but apparently they take like months planning strategies and stuff. It looks like it goes out the window immediately, but wild sport. So one team goes, they fight, and then the other team goes, and then whoever gets it quicker or gets it at all, they have to get the flag and the person on the ground, but it's like a certain, it was in centimeters, so it broke my brain.
I love that. I love it.
It was awesome. I couldn't stop watching that one.
I have I guess I wouldn't say more traditional list, but I have a pretty so
I've got my number one still to go. I'll give you that.
I know
after.
we saved the number one.
We saved the number one.
Shin kicking.
Oh yeah,
my number 4. Two guys basically hold on to each other and kick their shins. That's it.
That's it.
That's pretty much it. I'm gonna give Tao a shout out for this one because he's mentioned it. Hobby horsing is my number 3.
Fantastic video of this lady explaining how she's the best hobby horser in the world. It's like a minute long, and it's nonsense.
You have a toy horse,
I am the Michael Jordan of hobby horsing.
The stick with the horse head on it, like you would have when you were a kid, and they
you're doing what children do.
They do the horse tricks, like as if they were a horse.
Back to the shin kicking too for a second.
Yeah,
I follow this guy on Instagram who just hits himself in the shins with razor scooters. He'll attach them to like the merry-go-rounds and like get ripping and oh my god.
No, thank you.
One of those again would put me in the ICU. I'm out for weeks, months even.
Yeah, no, thank you. My number three.
The lady's horse. She names her horse grandmother.
My number two, after hobby horsing, which gets in there, is going to be extreme tag.
That shit's awesome. Big fan of that.
It's insanity. People just running over things, like crazy parkouring, trying to get away from the other guy. You get tagged, that's a point for the team.
You just went crazy white people shit. I went to the ends of the earth. I was like, what's the national sport of fill in the blank?
Oh, no. Because I appreciate all that. Like, you've got a couple on there that are on my honorable mentions list.
Hell yeah.
100%. I'm just thinking of the dumbest shit. So yeah. It's probably white people shit. We do dumb shit.
It's definitely white people shit.
We do the stupid
Danny
shit.
Brown on his podcast has this whole bit where he'll like, his producers show him shit. He'll be like, oh, that's white people shit. It's hilarious. Fantastic.
I've got
bit.
some honorable mentions that didn't make my list. The phone booth boxing or MMA or whatever they were doing.
The one in the car is wild too. They like start buckled and they have to like unbuckle and fight in the back of a sedan.
Extreme keepy uppy or extreme balloon, where you have to keep the balloon up. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Chess boxing, where you alternate round by round playing chess or boxing. Which I'm just like,
I like that a lot.
I would kind of like that more if it was like a coin flip, where it was like, are we going to be chess or are we going to be boxing this round?
Do you just choose?
You just don't know. No, it's one or the other. It's one then the other.
Oh, like just alternating?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
it'd be cool if you got to the player gets to pick. There's like some way of deciding who gets to choose.
You made better chess moves, so now you get to choose whether you box or not.
Like, do we box the next round or do we keep playing chess? And there's like some dude that's built like prime Mike Tyson versus like me.
Yeah. I'm gonna give cheese racing.
Cheese racing is an honorable mention on mine as well because it is sweet. It's like so Ocho, but I also feel like it's kind of like the Ocho account. The ESPN always posts that every year, which is sweet. But
every year,
I felt like I could dig deeper. The cheese rolling is absurd. The whole thing is chaos for the entirety of it. Just people falling, trying to get back up. How many twisted ankles do you think? There's got to be an over-under prop for twisted ankles next year.
Yeah.
I was walking up an incline today in flip-flops, and I almost busted my ankle 3 times.
No, thank you. I got to get
every piece you capture, you get to throw a punch.
Yeah, everyone. Just one punch.
One uncontested punch, and then whoever can make it to the end.
Can I give you my number one?
Please.
There's a German version of basketball where you get to suplex someone.
Oh, yes.
You have to take your shirt off first.
You have to go full fucking...
So you can only do it if you rip your shirt off. So you're seeing a bunch of guys like running up behind someone and like trying to rip a t-shirt off and then suplexing the guy.
I wonder if there's a rule about like pre-tearing, like doing the Hulk Hogan.
Oh yeah, there's definitely a rule about it.
Yeah, like that shirt was pre-torn.
None of these guys are. You can't because you got to put it back on. So you got to put the uniform.
You got to get it back on after the suplex.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
There's no tearing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's my number one.
I saw a post on Instagram like a couple weeks ago about that, and I was like, "This is the shit."
Yeah, I'll let you do your number one, and we may have another honorable mention that I just thought of. Completely forgot about it, but
hell yeah. I feel like the running of the Bulls should be up there. This isn't my number one, but that should be in there. That's
definitely mentioned.
It's absurd. They're like, let's run through the city streets away from a herd of angry bulls.
Yeah.
Let's get stomped to death. And then you always see the people that like jump over the barrier and they're all like, like laughing. No way. It would be pure fear and adrenaline.
I'm gone.
Gone. I'm out of there. Yeah. I'm going as soon as I get a chance to get out of the street. I'm going first door on my left. I'm taking it. I don't care whose house. It's Diddy's house. I'm going in. I'm getting the fuck out of there. The next up, my last entry on my list here. I've talked about this on the show once or twice. Kabaddi. It's the national sport of Nepal. It is sort of like the extreme tag, and there's an element of German suplexes in there. I still don't really understand how it works, and I watched a tutorial on the rules. I've watched several matches. You have to hold your breath. There's 2 teams on either side. There's like 7-on-7 or 6-on-6, and there's one person called a raider who has to go across the line to the other side. He has to hold his breath for the entire, well, not hold his breath. He has to keep yelling Kabaddi over and over and over with one breath. If he breathes in, they lose a point. It's the scoring system is absurd for one, but the guy has to, while he's on the other side, tag as many people on the other team as possible and then make it back to his side without getting absolutely fucking manhandled in a rugby scrum. As soon as somebody gets touched, all 7 of those guys just collapse. There's like an element of dodgeball too, where like if you don't make it back, you're out, you're in jail. And then as soon as somebody on your team makes it back over, he can get you out of jail. It was an insane sport. Every time I thought I knew what was going on, I was like,
"This is impressive."
Nope, don't know what that is. You're watching it right now?
Yeah,
it's absurd. There's one guy, I forget his name now, but there's one dude who everyone's like, that's the GOAT. That's the guy. And the first one I watched, he was in, and I was like, this guy's absurd. He makes it back every time. You can tag with your feet too. So same thing. People will like spinning roundhouse kick people to like get the tag off so they can get out of there. There's a bonus line where if you go over that, Cup. Yeah, it's wild. There's like a professional league with like 20 teams. Yeah.
Indo International Premier Kabaddi League.
I've watched it several times.
The IIPKL. That is the most Ocho league I've ever heard. The double IPKL.
I'm a double IPKL handicapper.
That's amazing. Coming soon to DraftKings, I'm sure. My honorable mention is the slaps. Neither of us mentioned like the slap.
Dana White's league.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of mainstream-ish now. It's in that weird kind of in between spot, isn't it? It's like, I mean, I've seen some impressive slaps.
I got distracted by Tao's Red Man post.
Yeah, it's nothing. It's nothing ball except the TV. Yeah.
There's literally there's like nothing in there at all. It's like any guy's house.
Just like College Bros home, nice TV. Extreme pillow fighting is also up there. 100%.
That shower curtain is $7. Extreme pillow fighting, I've seen that one too. The tag league is actually kind of entertaining.
Tag league,
watching those guys like ninja under those poles and shit. How quick would it take?
Myself out.
I would dome myself so fast.
I would be unconscious in
hitting
between
my head on like that shit at school. Like you're on the playground at recess and you're trying to play tag around. And you clank your head off one of the. Oh my god! Yeah. Rung your bell. I couldn't imagine. They're like diving full through it. Another crazy Instagram dude I follow. This dude like jumps out of windows and shit onto like scaffolding and like does all sorts of wild shit. The other day I watched him dive headfirst out of a fucking parking garage.
No thanks.
I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing? He landed on a light post and hugged it, slid down.
No thanks. Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that guy's crazy.
Yeah. Most Ocho sports. If you get any other good ones, let me know. It's time for.
I need to do like a watch along where I just stream.
You want to do that?
Like stream watching all sorts of crazy sports.
We're gonna.
Shit.
I think that's next on Dubs' Twitch.
I might have to get into that. We're watching 2020 Kabaddi highlights for the day.
Yeah, 2020. Today we're doing the double IPKL Kabaddi review. It'll be great. Stone Stories.
get into Buzkashi reviews, and I just censor out the bleeding goat head that they're using as a ball.
Which state are we throwing shade at?
Do you want to take a guess?
It's not Ohio today.
It's not.
It's Florida?
It's Florida.
Oh, we're predictable.
You know me well. So, also, quick note. It is not from this county, but I think it's Polk County in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Every time they arrest somebody, as long as it's not like some ongoing investigation, they'll post their face on their Twitter. And it's like edited. It's like, this man was arrested by Polk County Sheriff's Department. And it's like absurd pictures. This guy's face is going to be the next one on there. A homeless man wearing a blouse was arrested after driving a sedan into the lobby of the Martin County Jail on Monday night. He made threats, fought with first responders, and expressed a desire to kill everyone in here, according to a sheriff's office. Joseph Leedy, 40 years old, faces charges of criminal mischief, over $1,000, and 4 counts of aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer. 4 counts is a lot.
It's a lot of counts.
You hit a lot of cops. Surveillance video from the jail's lobby and parking lot shows the sedan approach and smash through the glass doors. Once inside, Leedy exited the vehicle and reportedly began pouring motor oil on the lobby's floor, scattering rubber snakes and cell phones, and saying he wanted to set the jail on fire. Also, the punching cops thing just made me think Blue Mountain State just got put back on Netflix, which top tier. But there's a scene in the first season in the finale where they're breaking into a police department to like get one of their friends out, and the dude just runs in and starts punching all of the cops in the station. And goes, why are you punching cops? This was not the plan. All I can picture is that dude doing that shit. Just fucking smashes his Camry through the front door, throws a bunch of snakes and cell phones out of his pocket like he dropped a bunch of loot, and he just starts swinging on a bunch of cops. Wild shit. Leedy's statements were further described as homicidal, introduced in the post as a homeless man who came here to kill police, and allegedly said things about how he wanted to kill everyone while he threw rubber snakes onto the floor, fought with deputies and fire personnel, all while wearing a lady's blouse and no pants. Florida's finest.
Florida's finest.
Back out there again.
What do you expect?
Shit. Do you have time for one more wild story?
I do. I was just thinking about our Dennis the Menace friend the other day. Wonder how he's doing. Mr. Slingshot.
Oh, yes. I hope he's all right. I
hope he's all right.
I really like that guy.
He's
terrorizing his neighborhood for fucking 10 years with a slingshot. He's a 90-year-old man. Love that guy.
Yeah, okay.
Never change.
Yeah, Prince King.
Keep that youthful spirit for as long as you can, Mr. King.
Right. Give us one more.
There we go. Okay. So, bear with me here. Businessman, we're going to call him Tan, hired a hitman to take out his competitor for $282,000. The hitman he hired another man to do the job, offering $141,000. The $141,000 guy hired another hitman, who hired another hitman, and it just keeps going down. 6 men, 5 hitmen, and Tan were convicted of attempted murder by the court in Guangxi following a trial that lasted 3 years. Z accepted the job, but shortly afterwards asked another hitman to kill the original target. His name is Mr. Wei. Mr. Wei he had this first guy on him. He pays it off, said, no, I don't want this job. You do it. Yeah. Mo accepts. This guy renegotiated with the first hitman to be paid a bigger sum because the second guy didn't give him enough money.
Of course.
All the way trickle down economy. This guy ends up paying $500,000 to the last hitman. Instead of carrying out the murder, guy meets up with the target in a cafe and he goes, hey, I'm here to kill you. What if we fake the murder instead and I'll give you some of the money? So now this guy's got 6 different hitmen on him. They've all passed off the assignment, and the one that finally goes to take it goes, you want in on this?
You just
and they get the first guy back in. It's a whole circle. 6 people were arrested, including the target.
It's amazing.
Wild stuff. Wild stuff.
I love it. Oh boy.
I just remember too, this kind of goes with Stone stories and sports. We didn't talk about the arrests, not the arrests, the suspensions in the MLB. Lifetime bans.
Probably because most of those guys had like less than 50 hits.
They did. And none of them were important. Jay Groom, former first-round Red Sox prospect, was in there.
Don't bet on baseball, kids. Like that's the like. So like,
do you know what his percentage was?
It wasn't good.
4.9%. He placed 250 bets on baseball while he was an active member of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yeah.
Padres,
right.
One of them.
No, he's the Pirates. He's with the Padres now. Yeah.
Got you. Okay, yes. So he hit 4% of those bets. Yeah, you're throwing your career away
for
to
less
gamble.
Than 500.
Dude, what are we doing? How fucking dumb can you be? At least Jonte Porter had the mob on his ass and owed like 6 figures, and
I mean, Ipe had like $500,000. Was that what they finished on? Whatever it was.
He's got text being like, "Oh, haha, I must not be very good at this."
Yeah.
No, you're not. You lost $500,000.
Like Shohei's interpreter is gambling at a better rate than that. I don't understand. If you're going to do it, why not do it? Like, did they think that?
Think they had winners?
You're in a league, but you're in a league where the all-time leader in hits is not in the Hall of Fame because he bet on baseball. So maybe don't do that thing in that league.
Especially
like maybe
when you
that's
have 6 hits.
Maybe that's not the league to do that in. Like, the NHL is.
They didn't give a fuck about that guy. What are they going to do to you?
And NHL absolutely doesn't like that, and they've banned people. They won't tell you why they banned them, but they've done it. And then the NFL famously cracked down 2 years ago, last year.
2 years ago, and then more last year.
Yeah, like
Calvin Ridley was the first.
Don't do it. You're an athlete. Just do that for like. What's the average? The average career span of an NFL player, I think, is 4 years. Yeah, you can't not bet for 4 years. Just make your money. And then you can bet all you want.
Yep. You see that kid that just got eliminated from the College World Series with Duke. First thing he did when they lost was like, "Hello, DraftKings. Goodbye, Duke." It's like, dude, just hold out for a little bit. You'll be all right.
You're going to be fine.
And if you have a 20-year career, guess what? You probably won't ever need to worry about how much you're spending on gambling again.
No. That's going to be it for us.
Sure is.
It's
don't do dumb shit.
Don't be an idiot. Don't do crimes. Sending T's and P's to our friend Brian Haynes, Sportsocracy. Hope you're feeling better, buddy. Absolutely rooting for you.
For sure.
Had a bit of a health scare going on. So if you got a spare T&P, send them his way. Dubs will be live on the Twitch sometime this week. It's live yesterday.
Yes,
we'll probably be live again. Stone Sports Podcast.
Probably Friday.
Probably watching, I don't know.
Kabaddi
or something.
Yeah. Dude, so many. All of that shit was so fun to watch. I was lost. I was like, I might cancel the show. I just need to do this. That's what I have to do now.
Thanks to everyone for jumping in.
Bo Tayoshi. You gotta check that one out.
Go check it out.
These dudes are getting just donkey kicked in the head and neck. You want to see whiplash? Check that shit out.
For Dubs, I'm Armchair. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. Peace.